Hey everybody, it's Jen Beck. How are you? I wanted to chat with you today for a few minutes about why our body might actually feel worse instead of better when we're making some lifestyle changes. This is really common when somebody is trying to get off of sugar, right? When we've eaten the standard American diet, we have increased or had high levels of sugar throughout the course of our day, right? We started our breakfast off with a bowl of cereal or some fruit, and then lunch is maybe a sandwich or some pasta, and then dinner is, typically a pasta or a potato or some other starchy component. And so we have a spike of blood sugar throughout the day. Now, if you're like I was when I was in my 20s, living on Snickers and Skittles and Twizzlers for snacks, you probably had some additional spikes of blood sugar in your blood sugar as well. Well, when we do that consistently over time, our body just maintains the high insulin levels, because every time that we eat that sugar, that high carb meal, we release insulin at a very fast rate. And because the sugar doesn't get inside our cells, it's in our bloodstream, our body keeps pushing out more and more insulin, trying to get sugar inside the cell. But it's not responsive. So now we have high insulin levels to be able to mitigate the sugar levels up and down, right? So you may experience some of those low blood sugar symptoms and not really pay a ton of attention to it because you're constantly eating more sugar or eating more carbs to be able to get back up to that level where your high insulin is. But as we start making changes, as we start eliminating sugar from our diet, we still have those high insulin levels, but now we feel like we have low blood sugar all the time until we bring that insulin levels back down, right? And for some people, when they're trying to get off sugar or decrease it, they won't eliminate it completely. So every time that they eat just a little bit more sugar, they bump those insulin levels back up. And so now that, again, they still have that gap. So to get off sugar completely, give yourself 10 to 14 days of no sugar, doing berries and green apples only as your fruit, no grains, no alcohol, like get it out of your system so those insulin levels come down. Because what happens is when we have high insulin and we're eating now balanced meals of protein, fiber, veggies, and fats, now we have that gap between where our insulin levels are and where our sugar intake is. So as those come down, we'll notice the symptoms dissipating, but in the beginning, you can deal with fatigue, low energy, physically as well as mentally, brain fog, cravings, hunger, hangry is a combination of all those, right? And so we can really feel off and tired and sluggish and just not well, although we're doing things that are required for our body to get well. We don't feel well because there's that gap, right? Sometimes going through a detox, we're releasing so many toxins into our bloodstream that our body can't keep up with it. So when we're detoxing, it's really important we do some support tools, do things like lemon, apple cider vinegar and water in the morning, dry brushing, Epsom salt baths, oil pulling. These are all things that will assist our body in eliminating the toxins that we're trying to release. So as much as there is, the sugar difference is one, detoxing is another one. And detoxing is critical for our body to function at its highest level. But I have seen people take it in their own hands and do it wrongly or doing too much of it for their body at one time or in the wrong order. One of my first clients years ago, she and her sister had decided to get healthy, and they did 3 detoxes 3 months in a row. So they did one the first month, another one the second month, another one the third month. And what they found is that they had completely turned their system upside down. This gal that I worked with had her menstrual cycle every 3 weeks. She had debilitating plantar fasciitis. She was so tired. She had a hard time staying awake all day long, didn't have the energy for her yoga practice or a lot of the other things that she really enjoyed doing, because of the detoxing that she had done. So she had actually harmed her body by doing that. It took us about 4 months to get her body back on track and get it healed again to the point where it was functioning the way that it should. So sometimes we are trying to do things that are healthy for us, but are kind of just dabbling in it and not really knowing what we're actually doing or the right order to do things in. So that's why it's really important to be able to work with a professional if you're going to detox or if you're experiencing some symptoms and things like that while you're trying to make health changes. the 7-day sugar reset that we do, we set it up in a way so that you're not going to go through those withdrawals. You're not going to have a lot of the blood sugar tanking and the energy and the cravings and all of that goes with it. So it's designed in a way to help you get off sugar, but not necessarily deal with all the symptoms of getting off of sugar addiction. Okay. Same thing with our detoxing. It's really a significant system of looking at how do we reset the body so that the body can start to thrive and function the way that it should. So just know that if you're going through some of those symptoms when you're getting off of sugar, it's normal. It's completely normal to feel lethargic and sluggish and tired and brain fog and hungry and have cravings. Like, that's normal. Give it 2 weeks. If you don't want to wait those 2 weeks, then work with me or work with another professional to help you minimize those symptoms and help you to stabilize your blood sugar levels while you're getting off of sugar so that you don't have that, but you get the benefits of getting off of sugar. Now, detoxing, if you're starting to experience a lot of symptoms, make sure you reach out to somebody right away, whether it's myself or another professional that can help you with those detox symptoms, because they might be a symptom of something else going on at a larger scale, right? If you're trying to detox, but not all of your detox pathways are open, then it's going to be hard for your body to deal with all of the toxins that you're releasing. So it's really important that you are aware of the symptoms that can happen, and 2, make sure that you're reaching out for some support if you're experiencing them in a way that doesn't feel manageable, or it feels like you're getting worse and not better. Okay, so just know that sometimes things do get worse before they get better, and it's just our body's way of purging and eliminating and getting back into balance. But there's definitely a time and a place when you want to reach out to a professional, so that way you can protect your health and make sure that you have the ability to thrive when you're done getting off sugar, when you're done detoxing, and you can really live the life that you love and have a body to support it. So thanks for tuning in. We'll talk soon. Take care.